Hey guys, I'm back with more tips on how to improve our overall financial position in this current environment by spending less, earning more, and investing better. And today I'm going to be focusing on another one of the big three in terms of expenses, and that's going to be your overall transportation costs. In order to become financially independent, we need to work smarter and not harder. And again, focusing on the biggest categories that have the most impact. And so we're going to cover 4 ways that you can decrease your overall transportation costs. Okay, right off the bat, I want you to shop your car insurance rates. I want you to get 3 to 5 quotes from Geico, Progressive, State Farm, a local independent broker, your current insurance provider, and get 3 to 5 quotes that match exactly. So when you ask for the quotes, ask for the same exact coverage, the same deductible, the same liability limits, etc. So you can compare apples to apples. Step 2, inquire about whether they have any discounts once you get the quotes for things like bundling, which can usually save you from 10 to 15%, safe driver discounts, low mileage, etc. Only look at increasing your deductible if you have money set aside in a savings account or an emergency fund that you can actually cover the deductible. And then step 3, I want you to negotiate. I want you to negotiate with your current provider and say, hey, I received X number of quotes that are significantly lower. Can you re-rate my policy or can you match that? Because easiest way to do it is to stay with the current provider. But if they say no and you do in fact have lower quotes, then I will say to switch. And just as another tip, I would say because insurance rates change so much, you should probably shop your insurance every 6 to 12 months. Number 2, and probably the most controversial, but a lot of people in the FI community, financial independence, they do downsize on their cars. So you can flat out sell a car. For example, for us, my husband works remote. I'm retired. So there was no need for us to have 2 cars here at our place in Nevada. So we got rid of one of the cars and we have the car here and he has a motorcycle. So go down from 2. Some people I know have 3 or 4 cars and there's only 1 or 2 drivers in the house and cars are just sitting there and they're costing them insurance and all of those things. And God forbid if you have a car payment on cars. So if you can reduce the number of cars, if you cannot, downsize from a luxury expensive car or a large gas guzzling SUV to something more affordable, a used Toyota, Honda, you get the idea, right? Unless you're a luxury real estate agent in Los Angeles, who really needs a luxury car anyway, right? You just need something to get you from point A to point B. And then C is to sell your car outright and just come up with other means of transportation. If you can't get rid of your car altogether, try to drive less. Obviously, working from home would be ideal. And if you can't do it every day, do it as much as possible. Carpooling is being slept on right now, but you can carpool with coworkers if you can. Also, with your kids to school and different activities, you could take turns with other parents and reduce the amount of time that you're spending carpooling your driving your kids around. If you live in a place with public transportation, use it, whether it's the subway, the rapid, the bus. If it's convenient, use it. And then my favorite, ride a bike or walk, because not only are you going to be improving your health, but you're also going to be saving money and saving the environment. Last but not least, look into refinancing your car loan or renegotiating your lease if it's super expensive. You can refinance your car, especially if you have good, decent, or excellent credit. Shop your rates and make sure you're looking at the same or shorter term. You don't want to extend it longer. So if you have a 3-year loan, you want to look at 3 years or less. And I'd like you to check credit unions and online lenders first, and only pull the trigger if the monthly payment is the same or lower than what you're currently paying and your total interest drops, because the goal is to obviously spend less on a monthly basis, but overall you want to make sure you're not overpaying in interest if you don't have to. The next one, if you have a car lease, these are a little harder to get out of, but you can look into transferring your lease if possible. That would be one of the first steps that I take. And you can use platforms like Lease Trader or Swap a Lease and see if you can do that. That's going to be the cleanest way to exit and minimal out of pocket costs, and just have someone else assume your payments and release you from the obligation. If that does not work and you really have an expensive lease that you want to get out of, I recommend calling the person who's holding your lease and ask them for a payment plan adjustment, a deferral of your payments, or temporary relief. Let them know you're going through a financial hardship and you need to renegotiate. The saying is knowledge is power, but I like to say applied knowledge is power. So please, I'm encouraging you guys to take action on some of these tips and share with me if you do in the comments, do any of the things that I am recommending. And as always, please like, share, follow along for more financial content.